What's going on, guys? It's Delta Gaming, and today I'm going to be talking about a really controversial subject in the gaming community, and that's PC versus console, and what are the perks of each of them and which one should you buy. Sorry if this video ends up being a longer one. This is a huge subject to talk about, and it may take a while to cover all the topics. And let me just say that I'm kind of a balanced gamer. I do play both console and PC, and I have spent a lot of time with them, so I do know the ups and downs of both and which ones you should buy. So let me just start off with console gaming. Console gaming is for the casual gamer who just wants an easy setup and everything about the console is already set up for them, and they just want to sit down, grab a controller, and play. I would think that console gamers usually like to play with their friends more on local multiplayer games like that, and I mean console gaming is really for a more casual type of person, not as hardcore, doesn't really care about frames or graphics. They just want a fun game to play, and they just want it to be really easy. And usually I would find that when buying a console, the majority of people are misinformed about what they're buying and what their money is actually going into. For instance, when you're buying a console, you buy the console straight out, but you also have to pay for online services. Either PlayStation or Xbox, both of them have $60 a year online services, where you can find some sales that have them cheaper, but you will have to pay for online. And I would say that pretty much all the new AAA titles that come out are $60 for at least a month, if not more. And I feel like console gamers would just go into a store and just buy the game without thinking twice about where their money is actually going. So now I'm just going to name off a couple perks of console gaming and a couple cons. So I would say that the pros of console gaming are ease of access. I mean, it's really easy to just sit down, pick up a controller, and play. I would say that it is much easier to play with your friends. You can grab 4 controllers and sit down and play with your buds. But if you wanted to do that on PC, you would probably have to have a LAN party, and that would include you and all your friends grabbing your big old PCs and dragging them to one location, and that is just a big hassle and is no fun. But another pro of the console, I would think, would be just the entire casual experience. It's not as difficult to get into a match and just play. In a lot of PC games, there are server browsers and things like that which take a long time to get into, and they're just a real hassle and a pain in the butt. Some cons of the console, I would think, would be paying for an online service. Because for PC, Steam is free, Origins is free, and I would say that you would get a lot of discounts on your games, either through G2A or just sales in general. I feel like the PC community really tries to help out their players by lowering the cost of games and online services. I would say another con of the console is that there's no customizable parts. Everything about the console that you get is dependent on the model that you get. You can get an Xbox One for 500 gigabytes, or you can get an Xbox One for a terabyte, and that's about all. Although, I gotta hand it to Microsoft with their release, the new Xbox One X. It is becoming more competitive with the PC side. It's got some hardware that should be able to hold up to 4K games, and it's affordable. It's only $4.99, so I'll give them props for that. So I don't want to spend all my time on consoles, so now we'll move on to the PCs. And I feel like PCs are for the more hardcore gamer, if that's the right term. Just a more in-depth gamer, I would think. They like to have control over their system. They like to upgrade whenever they want. They don't want to spend $60 a year on online services, because I'm not going to lie to you, PCs are expensive. They are very expensive. And but you get what you pay for. It's not like you just pay $700 for a PC and it works just the same as your $300 Xbox. Things don't work like that. You get what you pay for in terms of the hardware. So if you buy a $300 PC or you build a $300 PC, it is going to perform close to or about the same as a console. But if you buy a $800 to $1,000 PC, it is miles ahead of consoles. It is years and years and years in front of the consoles in terms of hardware. And another point on PCs is that you don't have to upgrade them every 2 or 3 years like you would a console just to keep up with the latest games. So, for instance, you can build a PC this year, and in 2 more years there's a game that is really intensive on your GPU and you just don't have enough power for it. So you decide, hey, I'm just going to buy a $200 GPU that's better than my current one, and I'll be able to run this game just fine. But if you were a console owner, you would have to upgrade to the next generation of console just so you could play it. And companies do this for a reason. They are trying to force console gamers into upgrading to the new consoles because they know that they could make a game for the 360 and the Xbox One, but they're not, because they want everybody to shift to the Xbox One and they want everybody to shift to the PlayStation 4 because they want to make money off of it. And they're going to continue to do this until they can't do it anymore. So now I'm going to go over a couple pros and cons of PC gaming, and hopefully this will allow you guys to make a fair decision. So I would say a couple perks of PC gaming are the expandability. Everything about your PC you can control by upgrading your parts whenever you want. Another thing what I would add is that you don't have to pay $60 for online, which is really good. And another really plain and obvious one, better performance all around, and you can't argue with that. And I would say that PCs are really a more versatile machine. You can use them for whatever you want. You're not just limited to watching TV and playing games, and I know the PlayStation is not quite as up to date or not as focused on the TV part of it, but I feel like consoles should just stay where they are in terms of just for playing games. So, PCs are for everything. You can browse the web, you can get on YouTube, you can make some YouTube videos, you can do whatever you want on a PC. So it's not just a gaming machine. So now let's go over some of the cons of PC gaming, and that is they are incredibly expensive. And a lot of people try and push for the PC saying, oh yeah, you spend $800 once and you never have to buy another one again. And that's not true, because people who buy PCs want to upgrade. They want the freedom to upgrade. So they're going to spend money at some point or another. It's just going to be later on down the road when their current card does not satisfy their needs anymore. Another thing is that they are a lot harder to get used to. And by that I mean it's a learning curve when you're trying to build a PC. It will take you a long time learning how to build it. And keyboard and mouse, if you're not used to it, is really hard to get used to. It will take you a couple months in order to get used to that. Another con of PCs is troubleshooting. So you're going to have a lot of problems with a PC eventually, because you're going to have to download stuff, and you're in charge of downloading and updating drivers for your PC, which with a console, they tell you, hey, an update's ready, you update your console and you're good to go. And consoles do not generally get viruses, although they can be hacked, as shown before by the Lizard Squad on multiple occasions, but they are less prone to problems. But if you know how to troubleshoot and you know how to fix things, then a PC will not be a huge problem for you. But if you're not willing to learn how to do all that, then I would stick with a console. Alright guys, so that'll do it for today's video, and I just want to make sure that I make videos like this to help out some of you who are just ill-informed on your purchasing decisions. I don't want to see any of you guys just go out and make dumb purchases just because the advertisement is good. So I hope that this video educated you a little bit and you guys will make a decision based on your personal needs. So make sure to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you later.